Wastelanders. I ordered another one of my Grail knives. I saw it on sale. It was about $90 off, so I jumped on it. I mean, I don't know what possessed me to buy a knife that I can't afford, even though it's $90 off. But I did it. I just put it on my charge card. And I'm going to pay for that. So, as you know, this was my Grail knife. This was the Real Steel Phasma by Poltergeist Works. I have a real hard-on for Poltergeist Works. Not necessarily Real Steel, but Real Steel makes all of Poltergeist Works knives, except for, I think Best Tech made a knife by him too. So, but Real Steel mostly makes them, his knives. And as I said, I'm completely in love with Poltergeist Works. I got all of his, I believe I got all his production knives. I've never owned a custom before. But I'll eventually will, so hopefully. I just want a piece that was handmade eventually. So, but this is the Phasma. This is the Phasma Free. This is a nail nick or a fuller opener, like a nail nick. This knife, if you watch my videos or my channel from the start, I believe this is maybe 3 or 4 videos in. I bought this knife, and this was a review of this knife on my channel at the start. So I know you guys don't like lanyards, but I have a lanyard on there because I sometimes carry this loose in my pocket rather than using the clip. I thought about removing the clip. I mean, the clip is not, it's okay, but this knife is a good knife that you can slip in a slip case or something. I just really dig this knife. It's so, I call it the poor man's Chris Reeve knife. The smart man's Chris Reeve knife. I mean, I really wouldn't spend any amount of money on a Chris Reeve knife. This reminds me of it. It's so clean. I've got to hand it to Chris Reeve. His knives are very clean looking. I just think they're super overpriced. Super. I mean, Quiet Carry makes an expensive knife, and I would buy the most expensive Quiet Carry knife rather than Chris Reeve knife. I don't know. You can hate me. I just don't like. I like the way it looks. I just don't like the price. I can't spend $500 on a Chris Reeve knife. Anyway, so but this knife always reminded me of it, but it's cheap. I mean, I don't remember. I think you could get it under $100, maybe $60, $70. I don't remember. I haven't looked at this prices of the Phasma in 2 years, I think. It's so thin. I just want to talk a little bit about this knife. Now that I got my calipers, I didn't have calipers when I reviewed this knife or had my channel. 0.41 inches. I mean, super thin. Let's check out the blade stock. 0.11 inches. Let's see how slicey it is. Oh, dang it. 0.02. Super slicey, super thin. I mean, it has a really, really fucking, sorry for the language, it has a great looking blade shape. It's probably my favorite knife of all time. That and my Grail version of it. So I picked up the Grail version of it, and I made a mistake. I bought the Phasma with a thumb stud, so it is technically is not the Phasma free because it has a thumb stud. But I can't open this thumb stud for the life of me. I must have really, really pussy fingers, or this knife is impossible to deploy. I've gotten it to deploy maybe a handful of times. It just kills my thumb. You can see that thumb stud is not very much there, and it kills my thumb to open it. So I don't use the thumb stud, and I should have got the free. I just think I really like the free. I don't mind opening it with two hands. And why I got the thumb stud version, I don't know what came over me. But anyway, I like this I love this knife. It comes in M390. This is number 259. This is the best. It's by Real Steel. You can see it on the blade, or the titanium handles. Yes, they're titanium. Let's just for the hell of it, break out the scale and weigh them. Okay, I'm back. Let's see how much a regular Phasma weighs. 4.8 ounces, so it's a heavy beast. You know, like 2 slabs of steel. But it's not that heavy, I don't think. Doesn't feel that heavy. So let's see what it weighs for titanium. 3.4 ounces, so more like knife should weigh. So the reason I got the cloth out, I'm going to take this apart and I'm going to polish the washers and see if I can make it easier to flip. So let's take this apart and see if we can help it. Okay, I got my trusty Allen wrench out, and let's get to taking this apart. You can use a screwdriver, but I like to use an Allen wrench because it's pretty much easier. I haven't taken this the Grail version or the regular Phasma version apart yet. Yeah, okay. It's just a little bit tougher off hand at first. Let's keep these separate. Man, there's a lot of thread locker on there, and I think it's white. So, all right, it's pretty dirty and has oil on there. I don't know why it has grease or oil, because that normally doesn't work well with phosphor bronze washers. I think I've never gotten it to work. Maybe there's some kind of grease that works better, but usually I put grease on there and it's shit. I mean, it's absolute shit. All right, man. Oh, I'm surprised it flips at all because it's very sticky. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to clean that up too. God, it's so sticky. Cleaning it up with oil or alcohol will probably fix it offhand. So you can see how it looks. It's extremely milled out. And on the other side has the steel insert, but it's still milled out. Very light, very light, very light. Let's see if this is metal. This is not metal. It's maybe nylon, black nylon. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'm not gonna bore you. I'm just gonna clean it and then I'm gonna reassemble it. I did want to mention to you guys, I use 2000 wet dry grit sandpaper to polish my bronze phosphor washers, and I've decided to polish them, but I've cleaned all these sticky oil residue off, but I'm going to polish them, and I'm going to sand these things too, just a little bit. They look a little bit rough. I don't know what they are. Just some kind of, I don't know. I really don't know. But next time you see it, they're going to be super polished. You can see what the difference is before and after. So it's pretty shitty. Pretty shitty. I mean, the one on the left is great now. The one on the right, pretty shitty. I feel like I'm living in an episode of Dumb and Dumber, because I polished up these bronze washers and sanded the shit out of whatever they are sitting on. It was some kind of metal, but it wasn't steel because it wasn't magnetic. I don't know what it was. I'm too dumb to identify it. So, but I still can't flip it out. It's just barely. It's once it's opened. Maybe the detent's too strong. I don't know. I didn't adjust the detent. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'll take it apart off camera again and later adjust the detent ball, because it's super hard to get it out of there. I just kill my thumb to get it out. You can see the thumb stud is just barely there, and you have to dig your thumb in there to get it out, and it just fucking kills my thumb. I wish it was a little bit fatter and a little bit more to it. Otherwise, I just should have got the Phasma free version. Or it kills my thumb. But once it gets out of the detent, it's not super. It's smooth, but it's not super flippy, or it's not drop shutty or anything. You could tell if I try to do it drop shutty, and it's not that. But I don't know. I mean, I've loosened up the pivot. I had to put blue Loctite in there because I had to loosen the pivot more than usual to see if I can get it to flip out. Maybe this is not a flippable knife. You know, you can see the lockup. It's like, I don't know, like 80% lockup. There's not lock stick. It seems like there's lock stick, but there isn't. It just sometimes makes noise. Well, I guess you could consider that lock stick, but I mean, it's not easy, or it's not hard to disengage it. So I don't know. I'm very disappointed in my Grail. If I didn't say that in the first review when I got the Grail, you can't even pinch grip it open. You just have to use the thumb stud in a regular way to get it out. Once it's open, I really love the knife. Very disappointed. I mean, this is the better knife because it does the job. The there's the fuller there, the nail nick, long nail nick to get it out. So I don't know why I paid over $100 more to get this version. I think I like it. I like the titanium. I like how it looks, but I shouldn't have got the thumb stud. Maybe if a modder that knows a lot about knives, you're looking at this video, tell me how I can make this knife better. I don't want it necessarily flippable. I just want it to open better. If I could replace the thumb stud, and it seems like you could get the thumb stud out, I think that would be a better solution. I don't know if it's too thin, but maybe I can have a nail groove put in there and remove the thumb stud altogether. But anyway, so stay tuned. I don't know when my knife, my Grail knife will arrive. I believe my Grail knife will will come next week. So, and I'll just give you a hint. The Grail knife that I'm getting is made in America. So at least there's that. It's not a Chinese knife. That's my take on this Grail knife, the Phasma not free and the Phasma free. If you guys never heard of the Phasma, check it out. I think it's a great knife. I mean, if you're into like it doesn't look like a Chris Reeves knife, but it just gives me the feeling of how it's crafted, owning a Chris Reeves without owning a Chris Reeves knife. And I may be full of shit about Chris Reeves knives, but I mean, I think they're good looking, but way overpriced. More like in the $300 range, I would buy them. Not fucking $500 to $600. No. That's not the knife for me. I would buy a quiet carry, and a quiet carry anything. I think their most expensive knife is maybe $350. So take care, Wastelanders.